somebody who's in my proximity, because unfortunately we feel like we can do everything on our own. Right. The other side of it also is I know that there's somebody out there right now that's just like, but I don't have nobody. I don't have nobody that I can trust. I don't have nobody that I can lean on. And I think that's the question that sometimes people got to look at as well.
Yeah.
Is it really that you don't have people, or are you just looking for the wrong people? You know, because sometimes you specifically want change and support and things like that from a specific person. Well, my mom ain't doing, well, my sister ain't doing, well, my brother ain't doing. They may not be the only people in your, circle of influence.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to look at that. I think sometimes people don't, because it's just kind of like, well, my mom should be able to, but your mom is not.
Right.
You got to move on and go to the next level. It can't be about your mom the entire time.
Absolutely. Yo, Matt in the back, man. What you think so far, man? Like, where we at with the personal growth, man? You think that, people oftentimes or whatever, like they're like, to Nick's point, they don't trust, family or, friends, or how do you deal with anything in that aspect?
Far as a lack of trust, say the question again.
So like people like not trusting, their circle, right? People not trusting the circle. People not trusting the people that they hang around. How do you direct them to get a circle that they do trust?
I would say you have to open up a bit. You have to put yourself in different positions where you want to go. A good place to start is interning. Start networking. Start going to places where you want to see people. So me, for example, I be needing videographers and people to help me, and it's hard for me to post online because everybody's looking for a job. So you have many college students who are like, yo, I want to do this. They need the intern, and I need interns. So I need to go to the place where that help is readily available. Absolutely.
Amen. So check it out, y'all. So we're gonna flip the script a little bit. So I posted a question and everything on YouTube. And what we're going to do is, just like last week, what we are going to do is we're going to pull apart some of the comments that were on the community tab, all right? So this is what we're going to be doing every single week. Every week I'm going to be posting a question. When I post a question, you guys are going to type in the question, what is it? Answer it the best way that you can. And we're going to pull some answers, some comments up, and we're going to react to those comments so that we can help you guys out a little bit more for those that are watching the show, all right? So Nick, if you got anybody that sticks out to you first, if you want to go in, go ahead and react to it. Yes. Shout out that person's name as well too.
All right, so legs like whoa.
Legs like whoa. Okay.
This is what she said. She said delayed gratification is one of her biggest issues, right? Because she has a hard time saying no to herself, right? And it goes back to how she grew up, right? Without things at times, right? So she feels like she deserves whatever it is that she can earn, right? And the problem is that life always has, right? You take one step forward, take 10 steps back, right? And so she's trying to figure out how to accept that maybe she's not going to get a better quality of life until she focuses more on her work and her bills, right?
Wow.
And I can definitely relate to that, because knowing what it was like to not have, like, I was a sneakerhead. I've always been a sneakerhead ever since I was a kid. And I didn't get my first pair of sneakers that I actually wanted for myself until I was 28. You know what I'm saying? 28. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't have a job, but I mean sneakers that, like, I really wanted, not sneakers that I had to accept or just deal with, or whatever the case. I didn't get my first pair until 28.
Wow.
And I'll never forget it.
Wow.
Because my first pair of sneakers that I actually bought, that I actually wanted to get, cost $225.
What you get?
I was getting some J's. You
already know,
got to get
the J's, baby.
You already know what it is, right? And so I got to that point where I was just kind of like, okay, I can really, like, afford this and I can do it, right? But then it was almost like once I scratched that itch, then now it was just like, oh, well, I can get 4, 5, 6, 7 pair. Not realizing that now I'm just trying to do instant gratification. I'm just like, I see it, I got the money in my pocket, I'm gonna get it, as opposed to there's a time and a place for that. I don't need to get new pair of sneakers, new car, new clothes. I don't need to do all that just in the moment when I want it. I've got to plan and strategize. Everything that you were just talking about with finances, I had to figure that out. I was living in a place where I was able to save my money, but because I was like, I need to move out, I need to be my own man, I need to do my own thing, I decided I'm gonna move out, right? All the money that I had saved before I moved out, I blew it in the first year.
Dang.
all because I needed my own spot.
Right.
I didn't figure out how to manage my money. I didn't figure out how to live as if I was renting an apartment. Instead, I just decided, let me get the apartment and I figure it out. Blew everything that I saved. And so then I had to start from scratch and I had to figure it out. And, you know, I think a lot of people deal with that instant gratification, right? I think what we've got to realize is, listen, whatever your past hurts were, whatever things you didn't get before in the past, don't let that stuff drive you into your future, because again, unfortunately, that's what happens. We end up living our lives primarily focused on, well, I didn't have, or somebody did, or something wasn't available, or whatever the case is, as opposed to where are you now? If you're in a place where you can do now, don't do just haphazardly. Do it structured. Do it in a focused manner. And don't allow your past to dictate what your future is going to look like.
Come on now.
You know?
Don't allow your past to dictate your future, yo.
It's a struggle.
It is. I think that a lot of people do that. They allow the past to dictate their future. They allow what happened to be what is now, right? And they allow to see what happened to be, you know, the end all be all of everything. And they hold on to this thing for dear life. Like there's not other days or other years coming and stuff like that, you know, God willing. Like, what would be a good solution for somebody to defeat the instant gratification mindset?
I would say, one, go get it. Whatever it is, whatever it is that you know that you want, get it, right? Scratch that itch, because the truth is, right, needs and wants don't go away.
Right.
They don't.
Right.
All they are is they're constantly unsatisfied. And then what we do is we make them bigger than they are in our minds, where it's just kind of like, if I had, if I did, chill. So one thing though, one thing that you want, and make it a small thing. Don't do I got to take that trip to Mexico. You may not be there yet.
Right. You ain't there yet.
But get one thing that you can say is a small thing that you're just kind of like, yo, I know that I've wanted this. I haven't had it, right? But I want to go get it. Go ahead, go get it. After you get it, give yourself time before you go to the next thing of gratification. Instead, say to yourself, now that I've gotten that, what do I need to take care of? Right? Because we can't live in instant gratification all the time without handling our responsibilities, without handling the things that God has put us in charge of, right? That we're responsible for. Do you have kids? What are you doing to take care of your kids? You know, do you have a spouse? What are you doing to take care of your spouse? Do you have bills that you need to pay? Do you have maybe parents that you need to take care of? Do you have a pet? What responsibilities do you have